South Africa, the deadliest country in the world. Somebody said, black South Africans and sepetas is spot on. Every member of my family has been robbed. I was robbed at knife point, experienced a break-in, and nearly got hijacked by fake police. Somebody said, I wonder what the core of the problem could be. You know, South Africans, one thing they know how to do it very well is they like to go on comment section to make excuses for their people's bad behavior, right? They're asking, they are wondering what the core of the problem is. That the bone of contention? Do you understand? Hey, God, I don't even want to talk. This person said, could it be something in the water? Somebody said it must be. This person said it's a real mystery. Can you imagine? Somebody is telling you of their ordeal. You are bringing up other things. This one saying culture in the vicious spiral. No, probably colonialism or the water. You know, a lot of things, they were just saying a lot of things to counter what the person is trying to say. This one said a friend of friends was, killed in her own garage by two men in three-piece suit. They never said a word, just pointed what they wanted with the pistols. She was in hysterics as her baby was in the back seat, but they let her take the child out before they did what they did. These are the people that are coming for us, saying that Nigeria is not safe, Nigeria is bad. The one said that we should go and sort our Boko Haram. This person says South Africans really sounds like hell on net. South Africa really sounds like hell on net. These are white people. White people who have lived in South Africa talking, and those other people who have lived in South Africa talking. This was said, genetics as little, if anything, do we do with the problems. It's all about culture. So one person here has been shouting that the reason they live in lungus, in very dirty areas, is because it's about their tradition. I know you watch this video. I hope you watch it to the end. Let us know that tradition that says that the white men should take over your country while you stay in penury. Let us hear that. While you are watching, you'll be seeing all our handwork, cooking and all that. And I know you'll be hungry, but let us stay with the cost. Let's stay on course. Because you have come for Nigerians, you must collect. I will investigate you people. I will dig you deep. Hold on. This person said, so by saying that you are agreeing that all black nations share the same culture, because not all black nations is succeeding without foreign help. Somebody now said, you think Nigeria is succeeding? Of course, I will answer that. Nigeria is succeeding. This person said some would say they have more than equality. Now it's black turned to discriminate. Are South Africans happy and feel safe? Are you happy the way the country is now? And they are here making mouth that South Africa is safe. Meanwhile, they are the crime rate. They are number one. This one said, I don't think Nigeria is in a good example comparing to nations. Not one state oil refinery is functioning, despite Nigeria having the most crude oil in Africa. Not to mention the food crisis they are having. Hey, yeah, wake up, sir. This one say you suggested that culture is the problem, not genetics. I was hitting that if culture is to blame, then the sub-Sahara countries possesses the same culture because they invariably behave the same. Well, let me answer you. Anything that has to do with Nigeria refinery not working is politically motivated, not because Nigerians do not know what to do. Do you understand? See, if South Africans do not have sense, you cannot say it's their government. But in our own case, Nigerians have sense. Our government are the problem. Most people in our government are the problem. Because if they do the right policies, people like South Africa will not be talking to us. They will not come and insult us. Hi! See South Africa. People that you cannot even hold your phone anyhow in South Africa, they've collected it. They are talking when we are talking. No wahala. This one said, we can't say it without getting banned, and the same countries you can be arrested for saying. Oh really? This one say, Winston, I am South African Chinese. I grew up in Johannesburg and also lived and worked in Hong Kong, going to China. You have experienced both cultures so extensively. Truly, resonate and love your content. Okay, I live in this person was talking about the white man who did this particular investigation about South Africa. This one said my family and relatives have been carjacked, home envisaged, attacked, robbed at gunpoint, shot at. You will always know someone in your circle where this has happened. This is he said the man who did this investigation is not exaggerating, is the truth. This one saying the day before I migrated to the US, I'm reading according to what they wrote. There was a armed robbery by the bank I was at. The guy at the ATM next to me was shot in the leg. In the 90s, we had multiple farm attacks on our farm. My parents would sit at the windows in the dark house and shot at the people, shooting at some house in with AKs. We hid under our bed as kids. Whenever that happened, it happened a few times. Twice they shot at our house after putting out fields of fire. I have seen bodies twice while walking on school in the morning too. Our neighbors were murdered. The wife was assaulted and the boats were decapitated with barbed wire. Wow. South Africa here survived 4 attempts hikings. Here. Now, wow. One home envision beaten to pop. A shout out when the restaurant I was eating at was robbed. 3 explosions during appetite when the ACN's terrorism campaign was in full force. Lost a colleague who was robbed in his house and hacked to death with an axe. You see the people coming to talk to us. Oh, Nigerians, people don't know what God has done for you. Nigeria is blessed. Nigeria is blessed. At least I go out at night, I come back without any fear. I do everything without. This one saying a trip to South Africa. I got a car at Joburg, that's Johannesburg. As we were going through the Doggy area, a woman kind of half naked, a woman walked in front of the car and the driver clipped her. It hit the gas and bailed, and I was like, shit, man, is she okay? Should we go back? And he said, it's a setup, my friend. If we stop, they would have robbed us. Beautiful place, but very scary. Are you hearing that? These are white people that went to investigate. Oh my God. This person went to South Africa and sat down and did all this investigation. And on the comment, nobody said otherwise. Everybody was saying their own experience in South Africa. Very deadly country. This person say, watching a stadium full of black South Africans chant kill the Boer, was an eye-opening experience to the hatred that fuels that region's politics. Watching Americans media excuse it as part of their culture was an eye-opening experience that I don't hate our media enough. I think I do, but I don't. Meaning that he was there, he witnessed how somebody was being maimed, and then people say hey, it's part of their culture. Can you imagine? So these people are deadly like this. God forbid, God forbid. This one says, I used to work with South African guy, now living in rural England in peace. He went back with his young family to visit his parents and told me how scary it was. Hyper vigilant and hyper aware at all times. He said he thinks a lot of people there have PTSD. Are you hearing? Hey. You see, I remember one guy. What's that his name? Oh, that guy that is a musician. He used to insult Nigerians. So, what's that his name again? He used to insult Nigerians. Last year, they met him in his location and pied him. The same South Africans, so they shot him and pied him. Oh, his name keeps coming and going. This person said, I work with White Africa Rail and I really miss talking to him. He was a very hardworking and down-to-earth. He went through the steps to become a citizen legally and spent tons of money doing it. Him and his wife just recently left the US to go back to take care of their parenting. But I would love to grab a beer with him just to chat about life. I hope you are doing well, Sterling. You see, this was a funny fact. The reason why so many people have a wrong impression about when a lion roars is like in a, okay, that one doesn't even have a connection. I have to comment the truth about guns in South Africa. For many years now, it is very difficult to obtain a gun license in South Africa. We all have had to do competency tests in order to keep out guns of self-protection in our home. Very few people were lucky enough to have been able to keep their guns only in my hand in if they had a very good reason. We have business and my husband couldn't even renew his fire license about that. Okay, this one say two of my kids grew up and ended up two of the kids I grew up with ended up murdering people. One was hanged. My mother and sister-in-law were both robbed at gunpoint. Three of my mother's friends, all older women, were murdered on their farms. My cousin's husband was kidnapped, beaten up, and left to death in ditch. His car, wallet, and shoes stolen. My sister-in-law's family had a home invasion where the robbers stripped the whole while they pretended to be asleep. I could go on and on about this country called South Africa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your experience reminds me of my years in Haiti. To have home and to see all crumb. In the turn worsen and worsen. Each working day is something that is too hard to just simply swallow. I feel your pain as it is in my own pain. This person who went to do this investigation actually lived in South Africa and noticed this and is telling his own story. This one say, South African customs, welcome to South Africa. You are carrying any weapon? No. Here, take this one. That's how the South African customs behave. When you are not carrying weapon, they will give you one. Someone say it's crazy. I can't believe he drove that Dex backwards through the whole video and never crashed into any. This one said, Bangladesh, South Africa here, both of my home countries were doomed from the start. Now I don't have a home outside of the US, meaning that he had a home in South Africa, but trust South Africans that they did they did away with it. This one say, I lost 13 friends and acquaintances in 9 years through mother. I got away twice, boggled 6 times in 2 years, lost 300 beehives to political astronauts, and finally left South Africa. Hey, I am here to open your bugu bugu. I will tell your story, South Africans, because you don't want to tell us the truth. We will tell it for you. A lot of South Africans immigrate to Australia. I was standing in the line at a supermarket and these two South African ladies met up for the first time since moving. They were like, oh, you moved to Adelaide too? You totally? It was just getting too crazy in South Africa. Then they were swapping war stories. I remember when my mother was shot in the street, it freaked me out how casual they were talking about it. Like Austin says, it happens all the time. Beats a culture shock for Australia, where gun crime isn't really a thing. You people don't even know the South Africans. If you know them, born and lived in Johannesburg in the 1980s, grew up in Ireland, though, as my parents made a swift exit in 1992. That's better for them, because they would acquire them. This one said the stories like yours, which is why the YouTube is popular. You wouldn't hear these stories on mainstream media. Thank you for sharing. And I am sorry you had all your losses. You see, South Africans conceal their stories, but we are here to expose their bomb. They came for Nigeria.